Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Yeah, so we're all about health and wellness, making you feel better, just a better person in general. And we have somebody that can get that job done, and she's an expert at it. She's Elizabeth Rivera. She's with the Integrative Health and Wellness Center. Actually, it's the Thrive Center in Sedona, Arizona. Do I have that right?
Sun City West, actually.
Gotcha. Okay. Different part of Arizona. I think I have Sedona on my brain because I have a friend that just got back from there.
Okay, well, we're not too far from Sedona, but we're in Sun City West, Arizona, which is near Surprise, Arizona.
Gotcha. Oh, I've heard of that one. All right. Well, thanks for being on the show, Elizabeth. We're going to talk about ways to feel better. Now, I'm going to tell everybody you're a little bit under the weather at the moment. You have a cold. Is it COVID? What's going on?
I haven't been tested, but I just started not feeling well on Saturday and took a couple days to rest. And still today, I'm just feeling a little out of sorts, not quite myself, little, dizzy, maybe a little congestion going on, something. But overall, I've been, trying a lot of natural remedies to help speed things along. And so the best thing is like when you start to feel your symptoms coming on is start to be proactive and, trying to eradicate and give the body a lot of support. So that's what I've been doing and trying to feel my best on this gloomy day. It's pretty rainy here in Arizona.
Gotcha. Well, I hope you feel better fast. And I know that you do custom remedies there at the Thrive Center. And like you just said, it's when you feel something coming on, a lot of us will grab zinc or vitamin C. What would you do? Take us through that process of feeling better. You have something you might think is coming on. What would you take? What kind of custom remedy would you offer? And then what if you have a full blown cold or even COVID?
Sure. So we offer a lot of herbs and herbal remedies here, but personally, I started with a custom honey remedy where we take our organic honey and then I added onions, turmeric, a little bit of cinnamon, pepper. I'm trying to think, ginger, and a couple other items, cloves. And once we get that remedy brewing for about 4 hours, it becomes a really good cough syrup. You can add it to your tea. It's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, and it's easy to take. So you can just drink that along, keeping you hydrated for the time being. The other thing I would definitely recommend is CBD. I mean, I don't live without it. I take it every day, but when I'm not feeling well, I double my dose to increase my immune system's ability to support itself. And that seems to be one of the big factors also when it comes to pain and inflammation. So this weekend I had a lot of body aches, and I don't rush to take ibuprofen or Aleve, which are hard on the liver and kidneys and such. Instead, I turned to CBD, which is very gentle on the system. And I took about 150 milligrams, which is a therapeutic serving. And I used oil, this product right here. It's our pure CBD oil, has no flavor, taste, or smell. So it's really easy to take. Even for your children, you can just easily give it to them right under their tongue or in a cold beverage. And so this product really got me through the weekend of having body aches and, headache too. It was one of the big things. So finding a good support with the herbs, the honey, those were all good antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, and then the CBD, and also tea. So drinking tea under itself is, ancient medicine. And my favorite tea for fighting COVID or any type of flu and cold would be echinacea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably my number one favorite. You can also get it with elderberry, and echinacea tea in conjunction with that honey mixture that I told you about with some fresh lemon will kick viruses butt. So that's a great way. And here at the apothecary, I'm going to just show you here. We have a pretty good selection of herbs where we can make custom teas with a combination of any herb that you would like, or we can make suggestions. We do already have teas that we've curated and put together. And so those are available as well. But yeah, I'd say echinacea tea is probably my favorite right now.
So I want to tell everybody we're doing a Zoom video. So I got to see your selection, and you have like a wall of tea. It's amazing.
Yes, these are all fresh herbs, including hemp flower. And I probably have about 50 more herbs that aren't up yet. So
Wow.
yeah, we have a lot to offer.
I don't know if you heard my phone ping a second ago, but it's instant feedback, and you can get us instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. And Trish is checking in from California. She says, you just mentioned turmeric. I've been taking turmeric and ginger for my stomach. Do you have anything that would work to relieve nausea and stomach pain?
I do. Thank you for that question. I created a tummy tea that is fast acting, and I suggest drinking it about 30 minutes before consuming any food, at least before breakfast, if not every meal, depending on how often you're sick. Let me just grab it here.
Sure.
So that you can see it on the video, but for our clients with digestive issues, this tummy tea is amazing. It's very gentle. It combines peppermint, chamomile, red clover, marshmallow root, calendula flowers, St. John's wort, licorice, and a little bit of our CBG hemp flower. And this is a beautiful product. You get 25 tea bags for $40, and I can ship in all 50 states. If anybody's interested in that, they can check that out at thrivehealingcenters.com. That's the tummy tea.
So I ask everybody this question. I just throw it out there. Why would you want to take something like Prilosec or Nexium when you could take something that's all natural? Why wouldn't you try that first? I would be totally on board. And everything you just mentioned there, completely natural, all great ingredients. I do have one question about one of the ingredients. And you said CBG, which is different than CBD. What's the difference?
CBG is the hemp stem cell. So it's the least available cannabinoid from the hemp plant, but the most important, because as the stem cell, it can become any other cannabinoid that the body requires. So when it comes into the body and attaches to the endocannabinoid system, we have over 200 receptors that it can connect to. CBG can become over 200 cannabinoids for the body, where CBD can only stay CBD. And so we love CBG because it fights cancer, it's antiviral, it helps with bone growth, it's anti-tumor, and it helps with sleep. It's an amazing tool. I've also been using CBG to rewire my nervous system and my brain because like I shared with you last week, Steve, I had been in a series of car accidents where I sustained traumatic brain injury. And so continuing to use the CBG to rewire my neural pathways has been really amazing.
For people, I'm not the expert, but for people who wonder what CBD, CBG, all of those do, it's already a system within your system. It just works with it. It's not like you're putting a chemical in. Again, it's all natural. Doing something different. It's stimulating or working with your body anyway. And again, that's been around for centuries, like everything else in your apothecary.
And that is correct, Steve. It's called the endocannabinoid system. And it's the
Thank you for saying that, by the way, because there's no way I would ever be able to pronounce that.
Okay. And it's the largest self-regulatory system we have. But the only reason it's not self-regulatory in our day and age is because we're not consuming enough cannabinoids, because we don't eat hemp on a regular basis. And the animals that we eat are not eating hemp. But prior to 1900s, the animals were eating hemp on a daily basis, and humans were consuming hemp. And 90% of the pharmacopoeia before the 1900s was derived from hemp. So a lot of my pharmacy here also at Thrive Healing Center is derived from hemp-based products, because there's so many different things that we can create with them and use them for. So topically, internally, we can use it, making teas out of it. We're making pet products. So yeah, hemp is one of those plants that supports the system we have in our bodies, and it helps us to thrive in new ways. It helps us to sleep better. It helps balance our moods. It helps balance our hormone production. It is the strongest anti-inflammatory in the plant kingdom, which is outstanding, because a lot of us are looking for anti-inflammatory this, but some of our other options aren't so great for our systems. And so, yeah, hemp works directly with our body, and we can also get cannabinoids from other food sources that are cannabis plants, like the poppy seeds have some cannabis in them as well, as I'm trying to think. Well, I'll get back to you on that.
Sure.
My brain's a little foggy on that, but there are quite a few different strains of plants out there in the world that have cannabinoids.
I find it interesting that a lot of older folks are scared by the word hemp. Like back in the day when you said the word hemp, it was like, oh, marijuana, drugs, bad, you can't go near it.
Right.
But when we talk about CBD, the majority of CBD doesn't have any marijuana in it. And
That's correct.
And some do, but it's such a minute amount, and you don't have to take it. Everything is different for whatever,
Right.
not to use a cliche, but whatever ails you. There's all different choices that you can.
Correct. Yeah. And the hemp and marijuana are cousin plants. They're not the same. So hemp is high in CBD and low in THC, which is psychoactive.
Yep.
So hemp as a whole is a non-psychoactive plant. And then marijuana is a high THC, low CBD plant, and it has one use, and that's medicinal use only. It's usually above a 0.33% THC level. And then with the hemp plant, we're always below the 0.33% THC. But hemp has 50,000 industrial uses, Steve. Did you know that?
No idea. All I know is it's used for rope. That's all I got for you.
50,000. I mean, fuel, plastics, threads, you name it, it can do it. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, when it comes to your apothecary and the services you offer, pretty much name it, and you guys do it at the Thrive Center. By the way, website is thrivehealingcenters.com, right?
Yeah, it is. Would you like me to list some of the services that we offer, Steve?
Yeah, I know you guys do a lot, right down to, of course, CBD, which we're talking about, Reiki, and what else?
Yeah. So I'm an integrative health and wellness coach, and I use a series of amazing devices here in the clinic. I use a quantum resonance body scanner that can give me a full 50-page printout of every organ system in your body and let me know what's going on internally. I also work with the Wellness Pro. That's a frequency device that helps us eradicate illness from the body. We use the Detox Ion Cleanse, which is a great way to eliminate heavy metals and toxins in the body through the feet. We also use different laser technologies with laser acupuncture, which is really amazing and fast acting and safe and gentle. Also scalar laser, which it helps reduce inflammation and helps with a whole bunch of different issues. I also have the Biomat Gem bed, which is an amazing therapeutic bed that I've owned for the last 5 years and been using in my practice for a long time. Color therapy and neurofeedback devices. We're working with brain training. We also have Holy Reiki, of course, and color therapy, chakra balancing, and chakra toning with singing bowls and different frequency devices. So having a lot of fun over here at Thrive. And I didn't even mention the Beamer, which is the microcirculation device that we use to increase oxygen and blood flow in the body in only 8 minutes.
Wow, you guys are legit a health and wellness center. And I knew you did a lot. I didn't know it was to that extent. Why don't we talk about something recent within your practice? Somebody you met, you helped them out with something, and in a short time they felt better. Anything stand out in your mind?
Sure. Well, recently I had a client with high stress, not only with just moving from a new state, but also getting a new job. And as soon as reality started to set in, the immune system started to weaken and probably was trying to fight off another virus.
Yep.
But meanwhile, some of those viruses turn into actual things that we can see, like shingles. And shingles can be very painful and long lasting, even for some people, if we don't get the immune system going. So with a regimen of the CBG oil, which is the broad spectrum oil here at the apothecary, it has 1,500 milligrams of CBD and CBG. You take that internally to start bringing down the inflammation from the inside, supporting the immune system. And then I created a remedy topically that was combined of tea tree oil, CBD, CBG, and aloe vera gel. And we were able to take the pain away and also the actual entire condition within 2 days. So that was really exciting to see and have a very happy customer who's no longer living in pain.
Fantastic. Now, and you just mentioned the CBG oil. That goes under your tongue, right?
Yes. You can also use it topically, but I add CBG to my topicals. So in my salve, in my lotion, it's also there. But yes, this is a tincture that you put directly under your tongue.
So I have a crazy question, and this is where my mind goes, but can you use that oil to cook with?
You don't want to heat this oil.
Okay.
CBD, CBG will degrade above a certain temperature point. So it is best for cold food and beverage if you wanted to incorporate it into food. I am a cannabis chef, so I do teach cooking classes on how to incorporate different cannabinoids into your meals to help, increase mood or libido or, any of those fun things, but also for health and wellness. And you want to always incorporate it when it's cold.
Gotcha.
Or when it's cooled down.
I have to tell you, I love that title. Hey, do you cook? Yeah, I cook. I'm a cannabis chef. I think that's fantastic. Wow.
Yes, in fact, for Valentine's Day, I'm doing a cooking class that is called Aphrodisiacs 101. And we'll be incorporating CBD and CBG and a little THC into a beautiful Mediterranean meal to help increase the mood and leave people feeling amazing.
Love that. Who needs oysters?
Nobody.
You got CBG on your side. If somebody wants to work with you, now I know that you have the centers there in Arizona, but if they wanted to work with you, let's say they're in another state, you can do things virtually, right?
I can work virtually as well as completely remote on some things. And, with the gift of Reiki, which is energy healing, there is no distance, time, or space that can separate us from helping and supporting each other. And so it really just depends on the client. Now, as far as health coaching goes, sometimes it just depends on the person's need. I wouldn't be able to do a body scan on them or something like that. But of course, anybody can call. I do free consultations. We can talk and set up some time to see what your needs are and how I can support you on your healing journey.
So at that point, when you're talking about healing somebody with Reiki, you can do that just virtually and the energy is felt through and it actually works. I find that fascinating.
Yes. What's even more fascinating is that while we're performing a distance Reiki section, the client's spirit is completely present in the room. And so, although their physical body is not, I am still able to do the work as if though they were laying on the table. And I can tap into every chakra and see exactly where they're at in this moment in time. And I'm able to work with their energy body to figure out what exactly it is that they need for support. And working with the Holy Spirit and infusing the healing energy into every cell of their body, they will start to feel a noticeable change within a few minutes. And Reiki lasts for months sometimes, but at least a few days minimum.
I know people that go once a month. That's their kind of their regimen. Sometimes
Yeah.
a little bit more than that. When you're dealing with somebody with a client and you're doing Reiki long distance, can you tap into issues they have? Like, would you actually feel like, oh, you're going through a lot of stress, or maybe a job situation? Do you feel that energy?
Definitely.
Wow.
And as a healer, we have to be able to be a filter for that, but not allow that energy to stay within our tissues, right? Or not absorb all of that stress onto us, because empaths can do that.
Wow.
And so, as a Reiki healer, we're just a conduit. So I'm open channel for healing, love, and light, but it's all going to go because it can't stay with me, and we're releasing it from one to back to God, essentially. Yes, but yes, I can feel all the stress, I can feel the tension, I can feel other things going on, and some of it's my business and some of it's not, and that's perfectly fine.
You know what? I almost equate it to, it's almost like when you sage a room, you're like saging somebody's body.
Of course. Do you understand the hygienic practice of saging, of smudging?
Let's get into that. We have a couple of minutes, and
Okay, cool.
I
So this,
just want to tell you, I'm on board, and you think I'm hitting you, but I could reach over right. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna prove it to you. Give me 5 seconds, and I want to show you that I'm legit too. Wait, here we go.
awesome.
So I'm jumping back in here, and I'm gonna hold up my sage.
Yes. Okay.
We have the lighter, and I hear all different things about saging a room. If you want to share any insight, I'm listening, and so is everybody else.
Okay, wonderful. Well, it's called smudging, and it is a hygienic practice for your energy body. And our aura, of course, precedes us about 12 feet around our body, and it collects energies and entities, bacteria, viruses, and things of the sort. And so it is important that you use a hygienic practice like smudging with sage, Palo Santo, and selenite to clear, cleanse, and then protect yourself. So the most important thing is to use your sage with intention, of course, to clear out your area, right? You're clearing out entities and energies.
Yep.
And you're coming behind that with your intentions with Palo Santo. Are you familiar with Palo Santo?
Heard it, but not really sure.
It is a holy wood that smells amazing. And you burn this behind the sage with your intentions of sealing and protecting your auric field. And now you can't be spiritually attacked by the energies and entities that you have once removed, because sage leaves you open for attack. So you must seal your aura with your Palo Santo. And then you can also clear yourself with selenite stick, which is a crystal that also has the ability to give you a layer of protection and clearing. So smudging is a hygienic practice, and as often as you can practice it, you should. And you should be smudging your home and your cars and your children when they come home from school.
I never thought about that. Your cars, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're sick too. That was one thing, is that we smudge the house, make it, very smudgy in there, and then open all the windows after it sits for a couple minutes to get all the viruses out.
So They're telling me we got about a minute left. I'm going to ask you one final question about smudging. I recently heard that you're supposed to leave the door or windows open to let the bad energy out. Now, where I am, I can't open the windows, so kind of concerned me, but have you heard the same thing?
So you can use your energy to push them out, and you want to stomp and use your hands and wave them out, and then shut the door behind them.
Gotcha. Every room has a door, so yeah, we have a door.
And remember this, your intentions are everything. So when you put your intention into getting rid of something negative, and then you put your intention in behind it to protect yourself, that's more powerful than any negative energy in this planet.
Love all the tips, all the advice. ThriveHealingCenters.com and Elizabeth Rivera. It was wonderful talking to you again. I learned so much, and not to say that I think I know everything, because I'm far from it, but I know a little bit, but you know a lot, and it's amazing.
Well, thank you, Steve. I've enjoyed our time today and look forward to talking to you next week.
Yep, I appreciate it. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.